G'day, mates. What a weekend. It was a roller coaster. There was highs, there was lows. I've got the custom must be nice hat on for this episode because it is nice. It is nice, Alster,
Wouldn't it be nice?
because we are both in the winner's circles and boy, it feels good.
The slump is over. The slump is officially over. We're the best players that have ever played Sorare again. We will be taking applications for our Patreon momentarily. God damn, it feels good to be back.
And I mean, how about the validation? The validation that you were right all along. That super rares are the answer. They're the new world, and boy, it's come up absolutely clutch.
Yep, blue's the new red.
You take the blue pill.
Last few weeks where I, obviously made the big move to get rid of all my superstars. Those thresholds were nice, but I was still kind of going, like I'm not winning anything. Like I've made this massive move and I'm not won anything yet. So to finally get in the winner's circle was really nice. But I'll tell you what, it's not all sweetness and roses. It's not all lemonade and lollipops.
What?
As you may have known, Simon, Monday afternoon, I was texting you. Darwin Quintero was my last guy to play. If he scored a goal, I'm in the rewards. Happy days. If he scores 2 goals, I'm getting close to the top 10. If he scores 3 goals, I'm right up there. I'm podium. He didn't quite get to the 3, but he got 2 for us. And we were sitting very pretty. We're sitting at 7th, which top 10 finish. That's not only is it a tier 2 super rare, it's also, I think, was it 0.27 ETH, which in Australian dollars is like $750.
Equity, mate.
And I was just going, yes, you beauty. Like this is exactly why I moved to super rare. When it clicks, I'm going big, And I was doing the calculations. I was, mulling over the leaderboards, and I was like, look, the lowest I can finish is like 9th or 10th. That's if things go well for some other players. Just get myself focused there. Hello. There we go. Technical difficulties. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So if everything goes well for some other players, I could fall as low as 9th or 10th. But I was like, that doesn't matter. Like tier 3, top of tier 3, bottom of tier 2, whatever. Same biscuits. It was that ETH that I was getting really excited about. I was like, what am I going to do with this? I can buy these players. I can start buying, the price of some of the rares at the moment. I can buy some like superstar European rares to fuel my rare pro for next season. Like the strategy was unfolding before my very eyes. Neck minute, Mr. Opta, our friend, Opta Jack, that bastard.
Hi there, welcome to Opta. Here at Opta, we love football. We have a team that's growing around the world, providing vital stats and updates for football fans all over. Let's meet the team.
It's a great job. I basically just chill on the couch and make up numbers. Then somebody else comes in later and just totally changes everything anyway. It's so easy.
I thought I'd have to know football terminology like tackle, good high claim and big chance missed, but it turns out you basically just make shit up. It's brilliant. Opta has helped me connect with so many people around the world. Every day my Twitter feed is full of passionate fans who just want to get in touch and say hi. Here at Opta, we really don't know what we're doing, but hey, what choice do you have? Opta.
10 points he took off John Mutter to drop him down to like 61 points or something like that. Like absolutely crippled him and knocked me out of the top 10 to 11th. So like I haven't opened my reward yet. I'm very excited, but I'm not as excited because that ETH, you don't have to sell anything. You don't have to sell a super rare to get that ETH. It's just yours. So that was, I don't know how to feel. I'm excited. I'm not quite as excited as I would have been.
It's funny, like it's always the way. Like when you win and you win really well, there's like you're never happy. No one's ever happy.
No.
But I mean, just knowing that you're so close, you're on the cusp of getting that ETH. Like, and I mean, I don't want to jump in your complaining wagon, but
All aboard.
kind of in a similar boat where I was in my rare team, looking pretty top 100 finish, pretty much locked in. My .06 ETH, I was getting very excited. Hello Opta, my old friend. Down
Oh,
goes Otamendi, and I missed out by 2 points. I think I finished 105th or something like that.
mm,
Um, and yeah, it stings. And on my side of things, like, look, I want a tier 3 rare. I'm happy with that. Like high end tier 3. Great. What's that? That used to be a tier 2.
yep.
Only problem is, obviously we've spoken about a lot in the podcast. My move to kick off super rare. Weighing up the pros and cons, so and so.
Yep.
I have Nabil Bentala, doing really well in the French league. He had a flu during the week.
I think I'm getting the black lung, Bob.
So I didn't pick him. I went safety first because all the weeks that I don't do safety first, it comes back to bite me in the ass. So I've gone safety first. All the boys have gone really well. And so, unfortunately, has Nabil. Had I played him in my kickoff super rare, which the team was locked in, I had it clicked and ready to go, only for a late minute change, I would have finished second in kickoff super rare, and I would have won a guy worth about 0.25. So it stings.
Stings the nostrils.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm quite keen to see who that was that you would have won. I mean, we've had history with men and their flus with you, haven't we, in the past? People might remember Tom Hay letting down a very promising lineup because he had the sniffles during the week. So I think you were right. I think you did the right thing. And if anything, it should just encourage you further for, the last 4 weeks have we got of the season? It's Bentaleb season, baby.
Yeah, it's promising. But look, we still won. Something is better than nothing, but I just thought it was really interesting when you compare the kickoff super rare debate to playing all-star rare.
Yeah.
I mean, the strategy was right. Just sliding doors moment denying me a bit of happiness.
Just didn't execute, yeah. All right, well, let's stop beating around the bush. This is the first time ever that we've actually had the self-control. Well, I have had the self-control to wait until the recording of our podcast. It is currently 5:15 p.m. here, Australian time. Rewards come out at like 5:15 a.m. Australian time. I have been waiting 12 hours to open this reward. It's a super rare tier 3. Like I said, I'm not as excited as I would have been. It's going to be interesting to see what 7th got. Do I have your permission to congratulate myself and open up this reward?
Mate, go absolutely nuts.
Now they always say congratulations.
Okay. Alrighty. All right, sharing.
Mate, I've barely been able to wait all day. I've been eager to see.
All right. Oh, let's see if he
all right.
rejected my offer. Fair enough. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's get the important stuff out of the way. The coins.
Oh,
mate.
hate coins.
Hate the coins. 2,100 coins. Not bad. That could buy me a water bottle at some point. Alrighty. Now, hey, we'll talk about this in a second, but the Wolfsburg boys have brought home the bacon.
Oh, I cannot believe it.
$5. All right, we'll talk about that later. Let's
bottle
bench
that
that excitement. All right. We won an Asian rare, of course. Let's see. Japanese, good, not Korean.
That's racist.
Mid, Gamba. No, he looks exciting. No idea who that is, but we'll deal with you later. Okay.
All right, here we go.
3. English. Goalkeeper! Millwall.
What?
George Long. All right. Super rare goalkeeper. We're on.
That's
Let's take drugs and go crazy.
I think I've completed Sorare, haven't I? I've won the thing that is the hardest to buy. I've done it. Let me guess. He's got no legs or something. What's wrong with him?
all right. Look him up, George Long.
Whew, okay, George Long. Let's go. All right. Stoked with the goalkeeper. That
I mean,
makes me
any
feel
reward you win a
pretty good.
goalkeeper, you can never complain.
especially because
Whether
my Masaki Murakami has been benched again.
oh,
Poor
mate.
bastard. He got his spot back, and this happened to him last year. He won his spot back. He then played his next 2 games against the best 2 teams in the league, got thrashed, lost his spot again.
Yeah.
So this couldn't have come at a better time, although I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to use him for very long. Okay. He sold for 0.9 not that long ago. That's interesting. He's got...
He starts every game.
He starts every game. He's only got 1 game left. People are saying that he might be benched for the last game, which that can happen. But, okay, not too bad. I think he's a goalkeeper. If I can sell him from about that 0.9, I might do that with the sole intention of buying myself another goalkeeper, one that I know a little bit more about. But I'll do a bit of research on this guy. Let's see what Twitter has to say. Oh,
Doesn't
no.
that feel good, Alistair? Doesn't
It does feel good. Oh, wow, that's a relief. I was really worried about what I was going to get there after being knocked down. Oh, actually, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to see what I would have won. This is dangerous territory, but I also love doing it.
You can also pull up who I would have won in Kickoff Super Rare as well if you'd like to
Ooh,
really blow on the
yes.
pain.
Very good idea. Alrighty, so I probably would have finished 8th because there was one guy that had like a unique behind me. Okay, but I'll look at 7th and 8th. Okay, if I'd finished 8th, I would have won Vrioni. I don't think I would have been that happy with that. Well, actually, George Long is currently worth double what I would have won. That is a result. That is an absolute result.
Well, that just goes to show that goalkeepers are, they're always going to hold high value in Super Rare divisions.
That's true. I would have been happy with a Steve Clark. That would have been great. I don't think I would have been happy with many of these at all. So I'm stoked. That's an absolute win.
Hell yeah, mate. That's awesome.
Alrighty, what about you? So you've already opened yours.
Yeah.
You've been a greedy little sausage. But you've sent a video of you opening it.
Yeah.
To me.
Next
now, does this come with commentary, or are you going to talk us through this play by play?
It's a screen recording.
Okay, well, I will be Simon, and I will be you at 5:00 this morning when you open this.
So do I have to stay quiet?
You stay quiet, and I'll be you.
Go.
Okay. Ooh, it's a Premier League card. Let's see what we've got then. England. Mid. Crystal Palace. No idea who he is.
I thought when they said the Premier League was coming, I'd know who the players were.
I don't understand nothing. Today is...
Now, I know 100% that any player that popped up there, you wouldn't have known who they were. But that's a good card. I'm pretty sure he's been like crushing it. What is his name?
He's absolutely flying at the moment.
Eberechi, here he is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. L15 of 71.
Yeah, banging in goals for fun.
Oh my goodness gracious, and they're up against my boys, the Spurs. Ooh,
But
good fixtures coming up too.
I've probably got the intention to sell, and I'm going to be selling while he's like hot at the moment.
He's hot. He's very hot.
It's hotter than the sun.
I actually just sold my Raheem Sterling this morning, so
oh really?
Interesting. Out with the Premier League boys, in with the.
All right then, keep your secrets.
I asked for your advice, Alistair. You didn't get back to my text, so I just did it anyway. So hopefully that wasn't a dumb idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have held on to Raheem, but look, if you can do something with that ETH, that like you said, you're in the market for a new goalkeeper. If you can put it towards that, then great.
Yeah, that's the logic.
But great pull there, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah. Wasn't it worth the wait? Yes, it was.
All right, so both of us are going to try and sell our rewards along with everyone else who's won rewards. Have you had any more thoughts about the list or play? Because I came across my first instance of having to like make a decision. So Masaki Murakami, who I was just talking about, he's just lost his job, but the manager's kind of come out and said he's just going to rotate them throughout the year. I don't need that kind of drama in my life. So I was like, I'm going to try and see if I can list him now before anyone, hopefully someone might not realize that he is no longer the starter because, the Sorare data, it's shown that he's started at the start of the last two. Who knows? I've got a 270 lineup in at the moment. He was the goalkeeper for that 270 lineup. And I've basically cancelled that lineup. Glesnes scored like a 50. I haven't got a huge hope of winning anything anyway. And with a DMP goalkeeper, I was like, that lineup's dead.
He's dead!
So I sold it. But I had to think about it for a little while because I was like, midweek, super rares. If they all bang, I could potentially pull something in a Cap 270 lineup. But yeah, it was a bit of a... and also over the weekend, I wanted to sell Murakami before they announced that he wasn't going to start. I was like, he's going to get benched. I just know it. Let me see if I can sell him. But then I was like, but he's in my lineup for the midweek. And if he starts, then I've got a good midweek lineup. So it was a real bloody dilemma. So basically I'm saying, fuck a list of play.
Despite all your cards' values going up considerably, yeah. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. So what have you thought about it? Because it does seem to be kind of working a little bit. I think it's frustrating people for reasons I just listed, but it seems to be working okay.
Well, I just noticed, when I sold my Raheem, I think had I had to not make the choice, because I was going to play him in 240 because he was kind of perfect for that. He was back starting. But I kind of took a lower offer because I was like, I'll just sell it before the weekend because otherwise he's just, if I can't sell him and then I'm not playing him, then it's a complete waste of my time. So it's another element to consider. But
I think it's good in that, and I mean, a lot of people I've seen are complaining about, there's the only players that are listed at crazy high prices, and it's artificially pumping the floor and all this kind of thing. But then again, I mean, for the likes of you selling your Sterling, if there's no other Sterlings on the market and someone really wants a Raheem Sterling, if you come in with just a relatively, reasonable offer, if you just say, look, I'll put him up 20% higher than what he last sold for, then all of a sudden that guy who's been waiting for one to be available, yours is ultra desirable now. So I think it does yes, I think it's raising the floors of players a little bit, some of them, but it's also just creating that environment where it's they're rare. If you want that play, you've got to wait for it to be available. It's kind of like now everyone has to deal with what us super rare aficionados.
It was someone what does wanking.
6th. So yeah, it's interesting. I think I like it, except for this weekend when I hated it.
Great input by you, mate. No, look, yeah, absolutely. I'm getting so much regret from selling my Sterling. I'm sure he'll lose his job for next year. He'll be fine. Chelsea have signed
he's only a world-class striker,
Yeah.
Should be fine. Man,
Chelsea have signed all those guys.
No, I think you made the right choice. I think Sterling's rubbish. I've always thought he's rubbish.
Now, I mean, we might have had 2 personal wins, but the underdogs, boy oh boy, are we one step closer to that bloody Wolfsburg pin. You beauty.
And here for Underdog, Underdog.
It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty.
No.
Our defender didn't start. A defender, I might add, that I went out and bought specifically because our previous defender got injured. So Wolfsburg is basically, I'm going to have to remortgage my home at this point to finance this bloody Wolfsburg stack. Our boy Maxi Arnold, ever since we profiled him, useless, absolutely terrible. Rolled out a big fat yellow. But luckily, and I mean, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm saying these words. Jonas, Windy Boy, Wind.
I am the angry crab of trapped wind. Ooh!
Absolutely smashed it. He's scored his first goal of his career, I believe, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
The whole country of Denmark is just there's a national day of celebration.
Party
it's wind. It's officially windy season. What a genius move from us to bring him into our team.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's us with our talent scouting ID. You know, we saw him, we saw the potential, and now he's making us millions. Well,
That's it.
$5 to be exact, but
I mean, look, to hit that 250 threshold with basically 3.5 players is amazing. I'm absolutely stoked. So, look, $5 minus the $17 we've had to put into the team, to fill spots, to buy Marmouche because Wynn got dropped, to buy Van Ven because Otavio got injured. We're currently sitting at about -12, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We've got
we'll take it.
4 more games in the season, and if they can hit that $5 every week, the problem is now they're probably over the bloody threshold, so it's difficult. But look, I'm proud of our boys. It's a big moment for the underdogs. This is probably our first actual meaningful win.
Yeah. I think the last card we won was worth like $1?
Yeah,
70 cents.
Yeah, not
We'll
great.
take it. I'm so glad we didn't buy them in rares.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, it would have been a disaster.
All right. Well, some good news also came out since we last recorded, Elster. It's been a pretty positive week, actually, apart from your list or play dilemma. I've got some SO5 utility from my world's most expensive DNP, Danny Vukovic, Central Mariners goalkeeper in the A-League.
Oh my god! Okay, now hold those flaming horses. Are they held? Have you got them?
I've got them
paddocked. Okay. Wait till you see this.
This is the best episode of my life.
There he is.
What?
You're kidding.
He is. Welcome to the club, Danny. I'm just look. I saw you with your Danny, and I was just like, I need one. I need one in my life.
Why would you follow me down this pit?
Now I'll tell you why I followed him down this pit. Well, first of all, I've got a couple of rares that I've won or accumulated since I made my big move to super rares, and I'm getting to the point where I can just about enter 4 chances in a Cat 240 lineup. I need a 0L15 goalkeeper. So I'm scrolling through the list of absolute dross. I'm scrolling through your Kenneth Cronholmes. I'm scrolling through, your 55-year-old goalkeepers that retired 6 years ago. And I'm like, which of these terrible goalkeepers am I going to pick? And then I see our boy, Smiling Danny, with a nice vintage Genk jersey as well. Love that. And I got him for €10. Which I think is pretty good, especially considering you paid 0.2 ETH for yours.
I spent about €500 on mine.
Yeah. So I saw that and I was like, absolutely, I cannot not join the Vukovic club. And also, I know that I'm going to get some utility from this €10 card soon. And possibly next year when the A-League comes.
Wow. I cannot believe you bought a Danny Vukovic for €495 less than what I paid for that.
I mean, look, I've won a super rare goalkeeper. I've been vindicated. It's probably one of the better so rare weeks I've had. But this is the best moment of my so rare career.
We might be brothers in real life, but now we are brothers in Vukovic's
Now we're
arms.
really brothers. I love it. Okay, well that brings us that segues us nicely into today's topic, which could be the biggest waste of time that's ever been produced on a podcast in the history of Sorare. This could completely be the biggest time suck of all of our listeners' lives. We apologize in advance if the next half an hour is, you could have done something much more important than this.
Just quickly, before you skip through, listeners, it's not going to take half an hour, so
okay, not going to take half an hour, but the podcast is about half an hour long. You could make an argument that this is a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nicolas, when is the A-League coming?
Can somebody please tell me when is A-League?
That's the big question. We have word on the street. Nicholas's cousin has been in touch through Discord.
My name is Jeff.
And he reckons it's a sure thing. A-League next season. they're just waiting for this season to end. They're getting their licenses. It's all politics. It's politics. A-League next season, it's coming. So now we're gonna give people a little sneak peek, a little peek underneath the cover. You want to get scouting now. Now's when you want to be making these big calls. So Simon, tell us, who are the players we need to buy when the A-League inevitably launches? Nicolas, obviously, next season.
Okay, so apart from Danny Vukovic, who is 37, probably turning 38, but I don't even know if he's going to play next year, to be honest.
He might be dead.
All right, so here are basically the top 10 players. Like I said, I'll power through them. I won't bore you too much. Number one, I think, is the main man that I think is going to be the best card in the A-League potentially, and that's old Craigie Goodwin from Adelaide United, obviously part of the Socceroos lineup in the World Cup. He's the main man for for Adelaide United, takes pens, takes all free kicks. Basically everything Adelaide do, they go through him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely smashed it at the World Cup.
Come on, mate. You scored a goal. So that's Craig Goodwin, captain as well.
Goodwin. Love it.
Next one, Oscar Zawada from Wellington Phoenix.
There he is.
Yeah, after not scoring a goal in his first 5 games, which was concerning, he would then score, I think, 9 from his next 12. Basically being crushing it for the boys over in NZ.
And look who he used to play for.
Oh, well, I mean, if that's not a sign.
He's an underdog. He's an underdog at heart.
And the Polish under-19s. I mean, what a cap that is. All right, Matthew Leckie. Obviously, this one close to our hearts. Also, you've got his signed jersey that you wear most weeks. Australia's Australia's hero in the World Cup. He's a little bit older, but I mean, for those that don't know A-League, he's part of the Melbourne City team. They crush week in, week out. Just a really solid option. One of the most interesting things about Matthew Leckie, though, is actually he's 5th in the league for tackles, and he's a 4.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we might be thinking he's a bit of an AA weapon, bit of a Droisi, or who's another high, like a Hulk kind of player, Good AA.
Yeah, you like that?
Love
little stat for you. Next one, Jason Cumdog Cummings, the man who has, the worst haircut in world football. So this is him.
This legend.
Bit
Yep. Bit of character.
Garon Qual's gone to Hearts. So basically, Cummins has become the main man. He's the main dude for Central Coast. Takes pens, takes sets, everything in their attack. A-League is such a high-scoring league. Here's your go.
Nice, nice. Terrible tattoo there that he's got. He used to play for Hibs, I believe. So, yeah, got a bit of pedigree. Good stuff.
I think you'll notice, like, a lot of these guys are attacking. A-League's pretty attacking. Tell you what you don't want, A-League goalkeepers. They don't keep clean sheets very often. I mean, Melbourne City's goalkeeper, he's very much like Melbourne City, where they dominate games, but they cannot keep clean sheets. The best of the lot for my pick is probably Joe Gauci. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he's the goalkeeper for Adelaide United.
How do you spell Joe Gauci? Oh, there he is.
A-U-C-I, that's it. I think
Gucci.
he's going to be probably fighting for
that under 23 as well.
Potentially the next goalkeeper for Socceroos. So
very exciting.
70% save rate. I think in A-League, you probably just want a keeper that's racking up AA. So that's probably your best bet. Which kind of brings me, if you look at that ladder, nice timing there, Alistair, is Marcelo for Western Sydney Wanderers.
I believe you can buy on Sorare now. I used to own one before I sold all of my cards. This is another one where I'm going to be devastated when he finally starts. It's going to be hard to find, isn't he?
So he's second in the league for interceptions, equals the most clean sheets. I mean, he's in the best defense in the league. And let's just say the 1 week he didn't play for Western Sydney Wanderers, they conceded 4 goals. And if you look at the table, Western Sydney Wanderers play one of the worst brands of football I've ever watched. But, my God, are they defensive. Only 27 goals conceded for the whole season.
Wow.
compared to Adelaide United, 46 goals. There was a game earlier this year where actually Melbourne City racked up 32 shots to Western Sydney Wanderers 1, and it was a 1-1 draw. So go figure.
Wow, I love it. Well, I mean, I think I bought him for like a threshold. You can now pick his rare up for $3.73. So, I mean, I might go and get one myself. Pump of the week, Marcelo.
There you go. The next one, basically anyone that partners Marcelo in the, if you're looking for defenders, in the Western Sydney Wanderers defence.
Bit of a stack.
Bit of a stack. I mean, that's probably the best defence you're going to get. Who else have I got? Continuing with the Western Sydney Wanderers theme, if you're looking for a forward on a very defensive team, he's the best of the rest. Brendan Borrello. Basically, if they score a goal, this guy's the guy that's doing it. And I mean, those guys are always good to have in your team.
Borrello?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Little pudgy looking fella.
Yeah, little shortcake.
Yeah.
Love it.
And finishing off with the Melbourne City theme, leaving the best three to last. The boys close to my heart. Got my Melbourne City kit on today. Obviously, Golden Boot, all-time A-League leading goal scorer, Jamie McLaren. I mean, I tell you what, you'll get absolutely zero AA because all this man does is just get tap-ins.
Mm-hmm.
But when he scores as many goals as he does, he's consistent.
There you go. 24 goals, 1 assist in 26 games. So he's a bit of an Erling Haaland type.
Yeah. So always one for reliable.
Sell your Haalands and pick yourself up a Jamie McLaren. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly right. They're basically the same pedigree. Melbourne City, Jordan Boss, young left back, probably going to be the left back for the Socceroos at the next World Cup.
I've heard a lot about this guy.
Yeah, he is either, I feel like, going to ruin your lineup or win your reward because he just, he loves taking on duels. He's pushing up high on the pitch, on his day.
Has a decisive in him as well.
Obviously, on the days where things aren't going well for him, he's going to be getting a lot of negative AA. But I think he's got a lot of ups. Without looking at his scores, I think he's got a lot of upside.
I love it.
Now, mate, I've got one left, and I'm sure you can guess. Can you have a guess at where I'm going with this one?
I think I know. Do you want me to guess?
My boy. I mean, it was kind of implied, but I'll tell you.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, Richard van der Ven.
There he is.
I mean, coming from the Eredivisie, he had a little injury there midway through the season, but man, he racks up AA, racks up assists, racks up goals. He's popping up all over the pitch. I love this man. So
there we go. I mean, he did pretty well when he was playing in the Netherlands as well. Not bad in the Netherlands, but he's been. What's his? Let's have a look at his stats this year. Okay, 5 goals, 6 assists. I'm assuming his AA would be pretty ridiculous, right? Because he's just everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. He's dribbling through all the people who've just come from the shops at their local game,
Yeah. I still want to hang out, despite that joke.
Can pick up, well, someone's got him listed for 0.02, but the most recent sale was $10. So, again, bit of a bargain, really. If you can get the absolute best A-League player, for $10 now. If someone said to you, pre-Sorare, you can get yourself a nice Mbappe for $10. Would you take it?
Good advice. And
That's
how about
it.
that? I've powered through. I've kept it short. I've kept it sweet. But there you go. There you have it. The top 10. It's foolproof. Thank you.
Well done. That was very good. And I mean, everyone else who's fallen asleep can come back, or everyone who's just gone to make coffee or walk the dog, you can come back. We're going to be talking about actual Sorare that exists now. So, but that was great. So, in 8 months' time, when they onboard the A-League, people can just find this episode. I'm sure it'll be easy to find. And there you go.
Perfect. Now to some actual Sorare. I mean, you're the whiz kid behind it all. Can you lead us into the promised land with some more of your hot tips?
Let's make some money.
I let the stocks decide my mood. Fuck! Damn it! Wait, is green good? Green's good. Okay, never mind.
Next year. I mean, you can get just some absolute class for such cheap prices at the moment, but I've tried to keep it more down the budget end of things, just for anyone who's, looking to make some money with some trades. So the first one that I have on my list, and I will share my screen again, is Stefan Ristovski. So Stefan is someone that I was actually trying to buy his super rare for a little while there. Didn't quite get a deal done, but may still be on the cards. I tell you what, if I had that bloody ETH in my wallet, I probably would just go and buy him. But
let it go. Let it go.
I'm letting it go.
Goosefrapper.
All right, Stefan Ristovski. So he plays for the newly appointed champions of the Croatian League, Dinamo Zagreb. He has just signed.
Bigger title as it sounds. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. They just, they've beaten all the other peasants in Croatia. He goes there, a Croatian listenership. Big Stefan, he plays bit of centre back, bit of left back. He's just re-signed with them till 2025, so that is, ideal, really. Any of the Europeans, the big worry is that they're going to get a move in the off season. He's not going to get a move. He's not going anywhere. From all accounts, he's the heart and soul of the team. He scores pretty well. He has the odd big score in him if he can get on the end of a header or something like that. But he's got very solid AA, and they're such a dominant team that you just have to imagine that you're always in with a pretty good chance of him crushing it. He also has some utility in June when the European qualifiers come up. So he plays for Macedonia, who obviously knocked Italy out of the World Cup last year. So
there goes the Italy viewership. Nice work, Alistair.
Oh, the Italians. They never liked me anyway.
King's not to say an Italian.
Are you in the mafia?
So yeah, lots of, still got 4 games of utility left against some pretty weak teams. So yeah, I at 0.07, I think absolute bargain. All right, moving on. In the essence of keeping things quick, another favourite of mine, another one from the Croatian League, is Marko Lavaja. Started getting some starts for the Croatian national team lately. Is the leading assist getter and the leading goal scorer for the entire Croatian League this year. I think he was last year as well. I bought his rare. I think I bought his first rare that came out for about 1.1 ETH. So he's currently going for about 0.15 ETH. So talk about buy high, sell low.
I was never in this for the money. But it turns out that the money was an absolute necessity for me.
His scores don't look that incredible if you just look at his L15, L40, etc. But that's because he played a bunch of games for Croatia in the World Cup, some of which where he was coming off the bench. If you look at his scores for Hajduk Split, he pretty much crushes every week. And for the time that I did own him as a rare, he was like an absolute godsend for me because look at all these decisives. Scores okay AA as well. So, he may get a... Yeah, go on.
Like, this is exciting for, like, looking ahead to Europe next year. It's like, man, like, you can pick up some... Like, if I picked him up as my forward for 0.15, like...
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that would require us to follow our own advice and, actually listen to some of our own trade tips, but yeah.
I mean, we won't be buying any of these, of course. That would be too logical.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyone else out there who's listening who's got a bit more of a brain, get on it. Alrighty, so getting rid of Marco and moving on to another one. This is a young fella from Genk. His knee come off earlier in the year. And basically, what seemed like it was going to be a very promising season was cut short pretty much before it started. He's about... I think he's 13 years old, so he's got U23 utility until about 2046. Obviously nothing to write home about in the scores, but he's recently just started kind of coming back into the team as a sub. So
yeah, that 1 minute performance, mate, he looked good. He passed the eye test.
Yeah. I mean, look, that 2 all around was just unbelievable. So look, you may mock, but this guy is well regarded as one of the wonder kids of Belgium. It probably is a good thing that he got injured because otherwise he'd probably be picked up by some other team where he'd go and rot on the bench. But I think next year with Trésor probably moving on, Luca Oyen definitely has a good shot at stepping into that role and being kind of like one of their primary attackers. So He's 0.1. His floor is 0.1 at the moment. People are obviously starting to move on him a little bit. This is one where you may not get like immediate Sorare utility. You may not even get good Sorare utility, at the start of next season. But if he starts for Genk at the beginning of next year, you can bet your bottom dollar the U23 hype train will be well and truly rolling, and you could easily, make some crazy money on that. Just to show you that I'm not full of garbage. Let's have a look at his
we
price
saw
graph.
Tresor get up to like 0.7, so those guys at Genk can go nuts. Whoa.
Yeah, so there's that's when his knee come off. But prior to that,
poor sod that got stuck in the middle there that didn't quite realise.
he bought on the way down. But yeah, you can see kind of people like, even with a knee injury that put him out for the season, he was still going for a fair amount. He's dropped down lately because of this brilliant dip we're in. So yeah, the opportunity is there. Again, you and I probably won't take it, but the opportunity is there.
I can't wait to see him become the new Wonder Kid in about 9 months' time. Yeah, cool.
Look, quick one. Normally I only do 3. I'm doing 4. I can't not mention our boy Sven Coombs. Bit of a cult hero in this so rare world. You can pick him up for a threshold at the moment. Scores pretty well. Great little, threshold player, because you just know what you're going to get with him. He always starts. Yes, he's old, but he's solid. He has just, I believe they're in the process of re-signing him. So he might not be as much of a starter next year, but he's still like one of the senior guys and kind of the heart and soul of Ghent. So I can definitely see him, at that price, absolute bargain.
I mean, I was almost going to pick him up earlier in the year for God knows how much I would have paid. Yeah.
So. Of course, that's how we do. All right, so moving on to the sell highs. So these are just some kind of, I guess, friendly words of warning for anyone who might be holding these players, because I think their value is going to go down. First one, Pedro Goncalves, great player.
So you're recommending everyone then, Alistair, because obviously we're in this. You're recommending every player on Sorare because obviously I'm in this terrible pit. Nothing's ever going to get better. Everyone's just panicking. No, I'm just kidding. Everything's fine, man.
Yeah.
We won. So
here are some players where their value's going to go down. Everybody.
It's fine, Alistair, because we won this week. So obviously we'll just do that every week and we'll be fine.
That's right. And if we win every week, eventually, if you've got 600 cards times $2 per card, doing pretty well.
I keep cutting you off, but I just want to jump in because you said something earlier and I didn't get a chance to jump in, but you were like, oh man, I had a 270 team and I almost put it in because it was a chance of winning something. And I was like, yeah, mate, every week and there's a chance of winning something. Odds are though, probably not going to happen.
Oh. Well, I'm glad that you waited till half an hour later to hit me with that sweet burn.
Ooh, burn!
Worth it. All right.
You're right. I probably would have sucked. All right. Jesus. Okay. Get back to the show. All right. So first player that I think has a bleak future is Pedro Goncalves. Great player. Always wanted him in my gallery. Never could quite afford him. Sporting haven't been amazing this year, but he's been pretty good. By all accounts, they're looking to sell him. And some of the clubs that have been rumored as like Fulham and some kind of lower table Premier League teams, and unfortunately we know what happens to Portuguese players who go to mid to lower tier Premier League teams. They just don't do very well. So I think you could probably, he's incredible, but I just cannot see that continuing past the end of the year. You could make a case for the fact that, he might just crush for the next 4 games and, you get some value out of him in that way. But if it was me, I'd be jumping ship. All right.
Myself a Joycey.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. He's on the up, baby. He scored, by the way, just quickly, a little side note on Joycey. So he scored for you this week, and it was like old times, Seba's back.
I felt
Did you see his goal?
No.
Basically, he was just standing in front of the goal. The ball kind of ricocheted off someone else, hit him, and went into the goal. But hey, sometimes that's all it takes. It's that confidence booster. The ball's in the back of the net. He's unstoppable now.
It came off his knee, onto his nose, off his elbow, but it went in. That's the main thing.
That's all that counts. That's it. All that counts. Exactly. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's whip through these. Okay. Last one. Next one is pretty obvious, I think, but people are still paying big money for him. Georgi Petrovic. Again, with all of these, I think it's worth saying that long term, you're probably making the right move by buying them, but short term, I think the utility is just not going to be there. I will eat this jersey if Georgi Petrovic does not get a move in the off season. I guess the shining light could be that they could loan him back out for the rest of the MLS season, in which case you've got the best goalkeeper in the MLS until the end of the season. But then after that, I think he's going to go. He's going to go the way of what's that guy's name that went to Chelsea that everyone loved from Chicago?
Oh,
he took your boy Bobby Shuttlesworth's jobs.
Yeah.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
Can't remember him. Okay. In 6 months' time, do you want to be like us and completely forgetting the name of the player who like took Sorare by storm and that people were paying like half a house worth of ETH for? No, you don't want to be that person who's like Ponkovic. What was his name? This is what could happen to you if you don't follow my advice. And if you are lucky enough to get yourself a Georgi Petrovic, I would be selling it and buying like 3 goalkeepers because he's going to go to Manchester United and be an amazing bench warmer for 3 years until he's, good enough to get loaned back.
I can't get it. I cannot think. I can see his face. He had like a nickname.
It was something. Gaga Slonina.
Slonina, hey!
We know Sorare. We're very good at this. Okay. Last one. Not Richard van der Ven. He is not a buy, sir. Sell high. It's all going downhill for Richard.
I was not expecting to see his face. Where are your eyebrows, brother?
Oh, dear. Another one. Malcolm, look. I mean, Christ, look at those scores. He's just 100 merchant. Again, he's still got 5 games left in the season. You could make a case that 500s is worth more than just trying to sell him on the off chance that he goes somewhere this off season. But I'm hearing a lot of rumors about Malcolm going to like PSG or these other clubs, and who knows? He might go there. I haven't watched Malcolm, so I don't know if he's actually that good. He might go there and absolutely destroy and egg on my face, but I just can't imagine that him in Ligue 1 or him in La Liga or the Premier League that he's going to be quite as dominant as he is in the Russian league. So yeah, that would be another one where if you can take an ETH for him, then by all means, I think you can put that to much better use, especially with some of the European options that are available right now that you can pick up for like a third of this price.
And I mean, think of all the Danny Vukovic's and Richard van der Ven's you could buy with 1 ETH.
Very tempted to buy. Very tempted to buy just a bunch of Danny Vukovic's. Very tempted. Oh man, that AFC Champions League is just going to go off.
Next week's app will just be us delving into just your gallery is just full of Danny Vukovic's now.
I can't wait to watch the Central Coast Mariners line up against Yokohama F Marinos and get pumped 7-0.
Or Danny's retired, as he probably
Danny,
will.
no. Oh dear. Alrighty. Well, that brings us to the end of the buy low, sell highs. I hope you all go out and get rich and famous, obviously.
And go buy your Danny's. Good boy.
That's it.
Awesome, man. Well, look, weekend ahead. It's always a weird weekend after a win. Because even though nothing's really changed technically, you sort of come in with an expectation of like, it's going to happen again. Just do
Obviously.
the same thing. Just Seba, plop yourself in front of the goal.
Yep, get a body part in there.
And yeah. So look, I'm gonna. It was a sliding doors moment that denied me probably about a 0.2 difference in ETH and a very solid super rare. But I'm gonna delve back into the super rare kickoff. The strategy would have worked. It's a sign. I'm delving back in for that final 4 games of utility.
Very exciting. Well, I was looking at your possible lineups for this coming up weekend. Now, I noticed that Otamendi, Benfica play Braga. I don't know if I'm definitely not
Yeah.
pronouncing that right. Who I know from my previous experience from having Portuguese players that they're quite a good team and that they often, players who usually just crush every week for like Benfica and Porto usually struggle a little bit more against Braga. I don't know if that's going to be the case because obviously Benfica have got so much to play for, so you'd have to think they're up for it. But I also noticed that Tom Hay has a very good fixture, so it's going to be interesting to see what you roll out as your best five. You've also got this new guy from Crystal Palace, if you don't sell him, who is on a heater and playing against a terrible team in my Spurs.
It's true.
So
He'll probably
you've
have
got
2
some
goals in
options.
20 minutes.
You've got some real options.
I think that's the problem, mate. Whenever I have to make a choice, make a judgment call, it just seems like every time I make the wrong one. Like every time.
Maybe you should use the AI. Maybe you should use the artificial intelligence.
Yes, that's it. Or spin the wheel.
By the way, this weekend, Wolfsburg watch along.
Ooh, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, we might have to do an edited version because I don't know if people actually want to sit with us and watch Wolfsburg versus whoever it is. But I think it'll be fun for us.
Yeah, all right, love it. I'm keen to watch the boys.
Yeah, we'll buy ourselves some Jonas Wind jerseys and we'll get some popcorn. We'll set our alarms and get up early and cheer on the boys.
I mean, if last week's episode was anything to go by, we're really good and provide great quality content when we've just woken up. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Oh, I love it.
All right, mate. Look, best of luck on the weekend. Whoa, best of luck on the weekend. I'm smacking mics. It's all happening. And I'm looking forward to tuning in, coming in, sitting down for our ep next week when we're both in the winner's circle and we've won ETH and we've won the world and we've changed Sorare forever.
Amen.
It's not too much to ask.
Can't wait. Can't wait. I'm coming for that 7th spot, baby. I'm getting that ETH.
Love it. All right. Okay. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.